Alrighty, so let's get rid of that. And here we go. We are live. We've already got some folks watching us on YouTube. Hello there. Um, Let us know where you're watching from. And clear up my screen here. So, thank you guys for joining me for another episode of Tag Team Tapping. And happy to be here with my friend Cassie Mendoza-Jones, and and of course, in the process of setting it up on YouTube Live, I have now lost your email with the little details
Oh.
you said. Oh, you could say this about
It's okay.
it. So many moving pieces, and I can only keep so many of them in place. So, So Cassie, I'll let you tell folks a little bit about yourself, and then describe what the topic that you came up with for us to tap on today.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. And so I do a few things. I'm a kinesiologist. I am an NLP practitioner, a business alignment coach. I've written three beautiful books. And I started my career as a nutritionist, naturopath, herbalist, makeup artist before that. So I do lots of things, and I blend writing, coaching as well into all of that, and of course tapping, EFT. So I had so many ideas for today. I sent you an email. I was like, we could do this or this or this. And I actually only decided last night. And then this morning more ideas around it dropped in. So today I'm so excited to be tapping with you on clearing the doubt that you have what it takes, on trusting yourself to do big things, to do the hard things, and that could be something that feels really exciting and overwhelming, or really not exciting, like just hard and overwhelming. So we're going to look at both sides of the spectrum. And we were chatting before we went live about Marcus Aurelius and the ancient Greek philosophy of Stoicism. And one of Marcus's favorite quotes from his meditations, I used it to like open one of my books. And he says, dig inside, or he wrote, dig inside yourself. Inside there is a spring of goodness ready to gush at any moment if you keep digging. And I just love that quote and that energy of it's inside you. What you need is inside you. And not to say we can't lean on support and get the help that we need, but there's so much inside you, so much resilience, so much resourcefulness. And sometimes you've just got to keep digging. And I think that's the beautiful thing about tapping. We don't have to dig as hard because it can
Yeah.
come up and out. And so we're
It
going to,
goes along so well with, I mean, of course, I've always got David back there,
yeah,
and I always use David as you know, the this sort of totem for what we do is because Michelangelo said the statue is already there, perfect inside the marble. All
mm,
I have to do is chip away what doesn't belong to reveal the masterpiece inside. And it's very similar to what Marcus was saying in terms of, yeah, it's in there. It's in there. It's
yes,
just there's all this stuff that you have to dig through.
yeah,
So, you know, Michelangelo said, chip away. Marcus Aurelius said, dig in there.
mm,
We're going to just replace digging and chipping with tapping,
yes,
knowing that that person who has what it takes to achieve what we really want, to create a life that we love, is already in there.
yeah, I love it. So, and I love I'm sure this will come in to the tapping, but um, the idea of Stoicism, and if for those who don't know, it's the ancient Greek philosophy of really trusting that you can't control what happens to you, but you can. I don't love to use the word control, so I'm going to shift it to power, but you can be in your power with how you respond.
Yeah.
And so I love to like bring elements of that in with much more of the feminine. So that deep trust and knowing that either you're going to work it out or it'll work, or it's kind of not even just or. You can ask the universe to bring in the support that you need and it will get worked out. So just knowing that you've got what it takes. And if something's feeling like it's out of control outside of you, you can always come back to how you feel within.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Excellent.
Mhm.
So, now did you want to do a card at the beginning?
Oh, yes. So
Yeah.
I did. Thank you for the
Cassie also
reminder.
does cards.
I created a deck of energy balancing cards. And I love to just pull one card. We'll see, sometimes more pop out at the beginning to just like set the tone kind of. It will bring up an emotion that either needs to be cleared or embodied. So let me start that again. There you go. Ooh. Okay, so we're gonna a lot fell out. I'm gonna test here. So we're gonna work with responsible. So to me, and it's in the fire and heart protector. And actually guilt came up. So let's see how that comes in.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's in metal element, large intestine meridian. And so responsible can be like when we feel overly responsible, either maybe for something that's happened outside of us.
Hmm.
Um, and fire, heart protector, it's like when we can sometimes close off. Maybe something's happened in the past that didn't go to plan, and then you close your heart space off. Um, and then it's like almost creating a barrier instead of having clear, healthy boundaries for whatever's happening in your life. And then guilt is interesting. Let's see how that makes sense like as we do the tapping, but it can be even guilt of like things didn't work out, like shame almost. I didn't do the
Yeah.
right thing. I haven't done this the way I wanted to. I've upset someone. Me having heart protected boundaries and not being overly responsible, I feel guilty for that. So let's see.
What comes up for me is having recognizing that we are responsible for how we feel about things. And
Yes.
thank you, Jen, kind of mentioning Epictetus, who's one of my favorite Stoics, about how it's our reaction. It's not about what happens; it's our response to it, and taking responsibility for our response to it. And then the guilt in terms of we may feel guilty about creating a life that we love. We may feel
Yeah.
guilty about having good things, and so I may doubt that I have what it takes because that keeps me safely in a zone that limiting what I have so that I don't feel guilty about having more.
Yes.
So just
Yes.
possible thoughts there.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So I'm going to invite everyone to close your eyes, take a deep breath in and hold it, and let it go. Now, just breathing comfortably with your eyes closed, go ahead and feel your feet on the floor or whatever part of you is connected to something. Allow yourself to feel that connection. Allow yourself to feel centered and grounded. Allowing yourself to be right here, right now, as present as possible, so as to receive maximum benefit from this hour. And just following your breath through your body, just allow yourself to be aware of what's going on in there. Noticing what you're feeling physically and what you're feeling emotionally. And just check in with how you're doing right now. Maybe rating yourself on a scale of 0 to 10. 10 in this case is magnificent, awesome, fantastic, whatever word you like to use. Please do not judge yourself harshly if the number is lower than you'd like it to be. Just allow yourself to be aware of where that is and ask yourself, what would it take to get to a 10? What thoughts, beliefs, and memories come up as to why it couldn't or shouldn't be at a 10? And thinking about what you could do to move it towards a 10, feeling how your body responds, say, I've got what it takes. I have that goodness, that power within me to create what I want. And just notice on a scale of 0 to 10 how true that feels. And again, please don't judge yourself if the number is lower than you'd like it to be. Just allow yourself to be aware and just realize, oh, there's just some crap that I have to dig through to get to the truth, which is I am powerful and I have what it takes. So just being aware of what comes up for you and keep that in mind so that every tapping round we do today will be relevant for you, even if the words might not always seem to match. But you're aware of what you're digging through, what you're chipping away to reveal the masterpiece inside. Take a deep breath, open your eyes. And real quick, I just want to address a question. This is from he about EFT not working. Here's the funny thing is EFT is always working because it's downregulating stress. The question is it working in a noticeable way? So it's like taking vitamins. I say EFT is sometimes like a painkiller where we take it and in a short amount of time, we notice the difference. Sometimes EFT happens even faster than that. Sometimes right away we notice relief. And sometimes EFT is like a vitamin. We know from the research that it's beneficial, but we're not consciously aware of it. So it's a matter of consistency. Over time, you take supplements over time and things improve. But I'm not aware of anyone who's ever taken a vitamin and instantly said, yes, now I feel so much better. Or doing sit-ups. You don't do 3 sit-ups and say, I don't have a six pack. Obviously, sit-ups don't work. So, and I know that it sounds like just have faith, but we do have the research showing the benefits that happen, even though they may not be consciously noticeable. So, yes, Brent, we're going to start tapping now. Just needed to answer the question and get some setup. So, Cassie, start us off with some tapping, would you?
Okay. Alrighty. So taking a deep breath in and out. Even though I have some big things that I have to move through. And there's been some doubt that's come up. I'm ready to release it now because I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though sometimes I wonder if I have what it takes. I'm ready to shift that thought. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And I'm ready to shift my perception of control into personal power because of how much I love and accept myself. All of these big things that I'm moving through or about to move through, I trust myself to do this. I know I've been looking ahead, perhaps too far, some might say. And that's just because I care so deeply about the life I'm creating. And so I'm going to release that future tripping. I'm going to breathe right back into the present moment. I'm going to focus on how I feel. I'm going to remember how resilient I am. I'm going to remember how resourced I am. Even on a bad day, there is so much power within me. And I don't need to control everything because I have what it takes, no matter what. And I know that either it'll work or I will work it out or I will release it to the universe to work it out for me. Sometimes it's a combination of all three. And always it's from my power. Because I'm so good at digging to find that spring of goodness. I'm so good at trusting myself to move through big things. I don't need to do this perfectly. I can feel nervous and have deep trust in myself. I can have doubt and know I'll get through it. I can hold two thoughts at once. I can hold more than one emotion at once. And thinking I need to only feel one way when I'm working towards what I want is just perfectionism with her prettiest shoes on. I can do things messy and I don't even have to clean it all up because I've done this before. And now you're going to watch me do it again. Over to you, Brad.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Everyone take a deep breath and hold it. And close your eyes and go inside. And just let that rattle around inside. And notice how things might be moving. Notice what thoughts and ideas might be coming up. Just allowing those shifts to occur. And again, sometimes they're more consciously noticeable, and sometimes like, yeah, I'm not sure what, if anything, is happening, but just trust there is stuff that's moving. Ideas will start to come up. All kinds of different reactions and responses will happen. Just let that rattle around inside. And as you do so, following your breath through your body, notice how your body might respond even before words might come to mind. Finish the sentence. If I had more confidence that I have what it takes, dot, dot, dot. And notice how you might feel about that. And also notice any thoughts, beliefs, or memories that might come up. Notice that part of you that might feel some fear, some discomfort, some resistance, that part that might grip and go, oh man, if I really knew that, I would get myself into some serious trouble. Or I would create some serious change that I'd have to deal with. Allowing yourself to be open to the possibility that any doubts you have about having what it takes is just a defense mechanism. It's a con game you're running on yourself. Not because you're bad or stupid, but because some part of you says, it's not safe to know that I have what it takes. And part of you might resist that idea because then you get to stay safely in your comfort zone. If I say, no, that's not my problem, then there's no harm in looking at it and seeing if that's there. The danger is in insisting that's not my issue, and then we don't address it, and it continues to keep us stuck. So open your eyes, take a deep breath, and let's continue digging. Even though I'm afraid to know that I have what it takes, I choose to love and accept myself anyway. Even though I'm afraid to know that I have what it takes, I choose to love and honor myself anyway. Even though I'm afraid to know that I have what it takes, because part of me says, if I had that confidence, I could get myself into some serious trouble. It's much easier to stay safely in my comfort zone if I cripple myself with self-doubt. And even though it doesn't feel safe to know that I have what it takes, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself, and maybe anyone else who might be involved, because I choose to feel that free. All this fear of knowing that I have what it takes. All this resistance to knowing that I have what it takes. All this resistance to the idea that I have resistance. Part of me might be saying, nah, that's not my issue at all. So I'm not going to go looking there, which allows me to stay safely in my comfort zone. I'm giving myself permission to consider all the possible reasons why I might doubt that I have what it takes, and why I might choose to have that doubt, even though part of me knows, oh yeah, I have what it takes. Because I can just look back at my history. And part of me might say, no, if I look back at my history, I have proof that I don't have what it takes. All those times that I failed, all those times I didn't follow through, all those times I didn't even get started, that's all proof that I didn't have what it takes. And as I continue to allow myself to tap and calm down my internal fears, I can see that it proves no such thing. I had what it took at that time to keep myself in my comfort zone. Part of me was afraid of achieving those things. I might have been afraid of the change. I might have been afraid that I would fail. I might have been afraid of judgment. There were all kinds of fears that came up based on my old programming. So I had what it took to protect myself by stopping myself from achieving things. It didn't prove I didn't have the capacity to do things. It just showed what I was willing to do, what felt safe to do. And as I clear those fears of achieving things, as I clear the fear of change, as I clear the fear of failure, then it's safer to know I have what it takes to take action. And I have what it takes to handle the consequences, no matter what the turnout is. And I have evidence of that because I have handled everything that has ever happened in my life. Maybe not always as gracefully as I would have liked, but I still handled it. The proof being that I'm still here. The fact that I'm still here right now is evidence that I have what it takes. Oh crap. Now I've got stuff I need to do. As I acknowledge that I have what it takes, maybe that raises expectations, which was a good reason to doubt that I had what it takes. If I can convince myself that I don't have what it takes, and if I can convince others that I don't have what it takes, expectations are lowered. I lower my expectations of myself, and other people lower their expectations of me. Well, we didn't expect much from you anyway. As far as we can tell, you don't have what it takes. And part of me has said, phew, that feels so much safer. But if that safety was really what I wanted from my life, I wouldn't be here tapping on my face right now. Part of me is saying, I deserve better. I'm capable of better. And I'm allowing myself to know that in body, mind, and spirit. And take a deep breath. Close your eyes, go inside, and just see what that feels like. And thinking about what you would like to create, what you'd like to have in your life, and say, I have what it takes. And just letting that rattle around with your eyes closed. Notice what that feels like now. Hopefully that feels stronger. Hopefully your confidence is building, and also your awareness of your resilience, your ability to handle things, even if they're not going perfectly. And take a deep breath, open your eyes. And feel free to comment in the chat box. And Cassie, over to you. What comes up next for you? And to clear.
So I'm going to pull in things from, yes, things that you said around comfort zone, goalposts. Um, can I just keep tapping from here? All right, let's go from here. So speaking of comfort zones, it's true that I've expanded it a million times in my life already. I just don't always realize because then I become more comfortable in the bigger comfort zone. I haven't noticed that I've expanded it. But of course I have. And not to simplify what I'm about to do in my life, but I'm about to expand it again. And then I'm going to get really comfy here because I'm so good at doing that. I'm going to do something really big in my life. And then I'm going to sit back on the couch of my dreams in my comfort zone, get my drink of choice, and let myself receive. The difference is that this time I'm going to reflect a bit more. Who was I being when I showed up for myself with so much more courage? What was I thinking about myself that allowed me to take this big next step? What past memories or experiences did I call on to help me do this? And which parts of myself did I release and let go of? Because when I have a deeper understanding of what allows me to be more courageous than before, it naturally becomes easier and easier to do that again and again. Anything that I practice, I get better at. The key is to practice it mindfully. I'm not just going to do the thing. I'm going to look at how and why I did the thing. And then I'm going to be so kind to myself and I'm not going to move the goalposts. Because it's one thing to be really brave. It's another to be brave without pause. If I just continue to move goalpost after goalpost after goalpost with zero mindfulness or reflection, one could say I will never get to where I want to be. And I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty tiring. So I'm going to have beautiful expectations, high standards, but low pressure. And remember, I can hold more than one emotion at once. So I can hold that truth for myself. Beautiful expectations and standards, low pressure. In fact, I don't need to do things at 100% for them to be miraculous. 80% is fine. I mean, I'm not saying that my 80% is someone's 100%, but remember, we're lowering the pressure. And you can just feel that exhale when you do. Because even though there's something big that I'm working towards in my life, it's probably true that this is iterative. It might feel like it's final and I have to get it right now or else. But everything is cyclical and seasonal. This is just one season of bravery in a lifetime of bravery. This is just one moment of expanding my comfort zone with courage. And I get to be so grateful for where I am and what I've created in my life. And I get to ask for more. I don't need to feel any guilt for wanting more, for asking for more, and for then receiving more or something even better. And I do all of this with less pressure and more trust in myself. Over to you, Brad.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, everyone, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and hold it and let it go. And just check in with what's going on in there. Thinking about yourself and, what you have accomplished and then what you may not have accomplished yet. Just seeing on a scale of 0 to 10 how confident you are that you have what it takes. Hopefully that number is continuing to go up. But again, when we when we're tapping, it's often like peeling the layers of the onion, and so we become more aware of things that we haven't been consciously aware of. So allowing yourself to see what might be coming up, what memories might be coming up, what what thoughts of yeah, but might be coming up. Just allow yourself to be aware of all that stuff. And take a deep breath, open your eyes, and feel free to write in the comments. I'm going to quickly take a look here. And actually, here, Cassie, I'm going to send you the link so you can see the comments too if you haven't already. Let's see. And everyone, go ahead and while I'm doing some reading here, feel free to be tapping. Take this whole hour to clear stress and anxiety. You know, very few of us have healthy ways of cleaning stress. This is energy hygiene. We have physical hygiene, like brushing our teeth, taking a shower. Most of us do that on a daily basis, whether we need it or not. Most of us don't have a healthy cleaning practice for stress. So this is a great opportunity while we're here together to just be cleaning that stuff out. Not only is that good for you, but since everything is energy, we're all connected. We're healing the planet. We're clearing stress and negativity from the planet at the same time. So just keep doing that while I quickly scan through here. Cool, cool. Um,
I love it. Love seeing the comments.
all right, I'm going to jump in here with another. We're not going to. I'm going to take a measurement right now. We'll just see what happens here. Even though I might be feeling some resistance right now, I choose to love and accept myself anyway. Even though I might be feeling some resistance right now, I choose to love and honor myself anyway. Even though I might be feeling some resistance right now, because all of this sounds lovely. Love the idea of having expanded confidence. At least I love it in theory. But if I really allow myself to be open to a bigger life and believe that I have what it takes to do that, then I'm feeling that pressure. Even though Cassie said not to feel that pressure. And even though I might be feeling some resistance, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. And maybe anyone else who might contribute to these feelings. All this resistance, all this resistance that might be coming up, including any resistance to the idea that I have any resistance. Part of me might be saying, we've been tapping for over half an hour. I feel like I could take on the world right now. And there might be part of me saying, and we're going to let you think that right now. But as soon as this presentation is over and there's actually time to take action, we're going to bring back some of that fear. It's okay to imagine an expanded life. We're just going to keep ourselves safe from actually doing that. And I choose to love and appreciate those parts of me that might be hanging on to any of that resistance, believing that it's necessary. And I'm processing that fear, processing that doubt, giving myself that freedom to really feel peace when I think about expanding my life. When I think about going for what I want. When I imagine myself handling the process with as much grace and ease as possible. And even handling it when it's not graceful or easy. I have what it takes to handle that. And part of me knows that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here tapping right now. I know I have what it takes. So it's okay to clear this resistance. What am I afraid would happen if I released all this resistance? What am I afraid will happen if I give myself permission to dream bigger? And I am clearing that pressure. It's not that I have to create a much bigger life. I'm not going to should on myself, telling myself I should live a bigger life. It's not that I should do more. It's not that I should have more. I'm setting myself free to find what really feels best for me. Some people really want a private jet and a yacht. I may be happiest just having a kayak. I'm clearing those expectations. That pressure about who I should be and what I should do and what I should have. Allowing myself to relax and entertain the ideas about who I would love to be, what I would love to do, what I would love to have, and allowing myself to be open to the idea that as a magnificent child of the universe, I could be, do, and have these things. I'm worthy and deserving of the best this world has to offer. There is nothing that is too good for me. I'm allowing myself to release the resistance, releasing it at a cellular level and all the way back through my past, back through all the times in my life where I somehow got the message that I needed to play small. I needed to doubt myself. Those were misunderstandings, either mine or someone else's. And now I'm clearing up the confusion. It's safe to let this go. I'm setting myself joyfully free in body, mind, and spirit. Take a deep breath. And with your eyes closed, just go inside and just notice what might be moving around in there, what ideas might be coming up in terms of other possibilities, and also in terms of your confidence that you have what it takes. And take a deep breath. We're getting close to the top of the hour, and I'll end this session as I generally do with a guided imagery. But Cassie, perhaps you can lead us in one more round before we do
Yes, amazing. I made notes. Things
that.
that dropped in while you were doing that. Even though I've been rushing to receive what's next, I don't need to do that anymore. And I release that with love. I'll do like a micro fast round, even though it's about slowing down. Even though, okay, I don't need to rush the timeline because I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And I get to see how good it gets from a space of deep love and respect. I'm going to get really curious with myself. What would it look like if I slowed down to receive? What could it look like if I wasn't rushing the timing? I wonder how much I could release the grip that I'm holding in terms of how I want something to turn out specifically. Because when I take these big, brave steps, I'm aligning myself with the energy of more of what I want. And I'm also going to allow the outcome to flow in as it's meant to. And I'm going to see how good can it get. I might have parts of myself come up screaming. And I'm going to calm them down with compassion and empathy. Because just because there's a part of myself that is fearful around what I'm creating, that part isn't bigger than my resilience. It's just louder. And so I'm going to make the fear smaller, my resilience bigger, I'm really good at doing that. And I'm going to tap into another Marcus Aurelius quote, and I'm paraphrasing here, that what is meant for me will not pass me. And I'm going to make space to receive that now. I'm going to honor the timing of how this is meant to play out for me, while still showing up to do the work. I'm going to release comparison of what I thought my journey should look like, or what someone else's journey looks like. And I'm going to trust my own timing, even if I change my mind along the way, or something even better. Over to you.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. So there's a comment, Rich Anti asking, have faith and wait. So it's not that passive. It's not a matter of, okay, I'm going to hold a great dream. As Cassie said in the tapping round, I'm going to do what I can do. So, but since we don't always know where the finish line is for any particular project, sometimes things are more obvious, and sometimes we don't know how long it's going to take. Some things take longer than we expect. But if we say, I can't feel good until that happens, then we're actually slowing it down. It's actually taking longer. So Jack Canfield once said, infinite patience brings immediate results. Um, but since so few of us have infinite patience, we don't often see those immediate results. But but being able to, so it is have faith and keep taking the action you can. And sometimes it's action on this. Sometimes, okay, I've done what I can on this right now. So what else am I going to take action? And I don't know when this might uh, come out. Yes, Virginia, or possibly less time. Yes, and we won't know, but it's a good bet that getting anxious about it is not going to speed it up. The universe is going to say, all right, well, it should take 3 years for this thing to play out, but I can see how upset you are, so I'm going to give it to you in one.
If only.
Yeah. And that 1 year is going to feel like 10 years if we insist on suffering. So it's saying, yeah. And it's about releasing the attachment also, setting goals without the attachment. This idea of I'll feel good when this happens. And she's like, I just choose to be excited about this. I choose to take the actions I can to get there. I'm not going to just say, put it on my vision board and then go, I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm just going to leave it to the universe. It's like, okay, here's what I want. I'm going to do what I can. And more importantly, and this came up, I was working with a client earlier, not doing the work just to reach the goal, but doing the work because that's being of service. How do you be useful in this time? It's, you know, putting ideas out there, but in the meantime, how do I be useful? And allowing whatever rewards come. So hopefully that makes sense. Awesome. Awesome. So the guided imagery will go a little bit past the hour. So folks, if you have to be someplace at the top of the hour, then you might want to jump off the line now. And this will be posted here on YouTube. So come back, hopefully, and listen to the guided imagery. Um, Cassie, I don't know if you have enough time to hang out until afterwards. Okay. But thank you so much for your awesome tapping rounds. And everyone, go ahead and get yourselves comfortable. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and hold it. And let it go. Another deep breath in and hold it. And let it go. A third deep breath in and hold it. And let it go. And now just breathing comfortably with your eyes closed. Breathing comfortably, and just imagine that with each breath you take in, you breathe in relaxation and positive energy. Go ahead and imagine a healing light of whatever color you like surrounding your body, so that with each breath you take in, your lungs comfortably draw in that healing light, allowing it to flow through every muscle, nerve, fiber, tissue, cell, and atom of your body. Imagine a healing shower flowing down, crystal clear water that's a perfect temperature as it flows over the top of your head, soothing and relaxing your scalp, washing away fear, doubt, anxiety, washing away anger, sadness, guilt, shame, washing away pain, frustration, disappointment, embarrassment, washing these away to reveal the light that you truly are. This unique expression of divine light and love, allowing more and more of that light to be revealed as that healing shower flows over your forehead, relaxing the muscles in your face, flowing down over the back of your head, your neck, your shoulders, washing away tension, leaving your shoulders calm, comfortable, and relaxed. That healing shower flowing down your arms, all the way down over your fingertips, down over your chest and your stomach, soothing and relaxing, healing and cleansing, and allowing yourself to remain comfortably in whatever position you choose. Allow that healing shower to flow down over your upper and lower back. And as your torso relaxes, your internal organs comfortably do whatever they need to do to achieve and maintain your optimal level of health and well-being in body, mind, and spirit. As that healing shower continues down over your body, down over your hips and your thighs, over your knees, down your lower legs, through your ankles, into your feet. And finally, that relaxation flows over your toes as you allow yourself to relax twice as much, going at least twice as deep with each number as I count backwards. 5, drifting down to 4, floating down to 3, 2, 1, and 0 is deep sleep. Remembering that each and every time you hear me say the words deep sleep, with your permission and only with your permission, you allow yourself to return to this depth or even deeper, 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 quickly, soundly, deeply, and the physical body relaxes. And with that relaxation comes a wonderful sense of calm well-being of body and mind. Deeper, deeper. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0 is deep sleep. And in this calm, comfortable state of mind and body, go ahead and imagine yourself in some really beautiful place. Some place where you allow yourself to be present to the beauty, the magnificence, the abundance of creation. Remembering that it is here for you as much as anyone else. And allow yourself to imagine that in this beautiful place you're walking, you are moving forward, because from this moment on in life you have one direction, and that is always forward into an ever more joyful experience of an ever greater abundance of health, wealth, happiness, and love, which are your birthright and which benefit others. Moving forward and allowing yourself to look forward, looking on the horizon at where your objective is, where you say you want to go, where you believe you want to go right now, and allowing yourself to move in that direction. And as you do, with each step, allowing yourself to leave behind what no longer belongs. All that stuff that Michelangelo said you have to chip away. All that stuff that Marcus Aurelius said you have to dig through. With each step, leaving behind what no longer belongs, so that with each step, you reveal more and more of who you really are. That person who has what it takes to create an awesome life, to be useful in this world, to do great things, to share your gifts and talents, knowing that you have gifts and talents to share, knowing that you're worthy and deserving of being rewarded for sharing your gifts and talents. Knowing all this and allowing yourself to enjoy this journey, allowing yourself to enjoy moving forward, even though you may not be sure how long it's going to take to get to a particular location, to reach a particular goal. Maybe giving yourself permission to have so much fun on the journey, you're not worried about how long it takes. It's going to take however long it takes. It's going to take less time as you allow yourself to feel good. Time flies when you're having fun. You can allow yourself to be much more effective. Enjoying the journey right now. And at the same time, don't worry about the idea that, well, if I enjoy it so much, I won't allow myself to get there. It's like, no. Once you reach a certain objective, you'll come up with other things. There'll always be something, some new journey, some new adventure. Allowing yourself to enjoy it now, knowing that as you reach each destination, you can give yourself permission to relax and celebrate and enjoy that. Even if it's just a few steps, allowing yourself to celebrate the small wins, allowing yourself at some level to celebrate each step, because each step is a win. Giving yourself permission to know that you have what it takes. And anything that you need along the way, the universe can supply. If you don't already have it, you'll be able to get it. Allowing yourself to feel more and more confident in that. Again, with each step, letting go of what no longer belongs, including the doubts and the fears that used to hold you back. Allowing yourself to say to yourself as you keep moving forward, I've got this. And the universe has my back. And allow yourself to feel that with more joy, more gratitude, more confidence as we go even deeper now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 0 is deep sleep. In a moment, I'll count you back out from 0 up to 5. 5 will be wide awake, alert, focused, and energetic, feeling much better than before, feeling much more confident in yourself. Tonight, when you choose to go to sleep, don't be surprised when you fall asleep quickly, soundly, deeply, and sleep very well through the night. During the night, you'll dream. The more you dream, the stronger you become. I'm going to ask your unconscious mind to allow at least one of your dreams to be a very healing dream. Continuing this healing process in body, mind, and spirit so that in the morning, at the time you've chosen to wake up, you wake up easily, feeling refreshed, energetic, and ready to start the day again, powerfully moving forward into that ever more joyful experience of an ever greater abundance of health, wealth, happiness, and love, which are your birthright and which benefit others. And now I go back down to 0, which is always deep sleep, allowing your mind, body, and spirit to digest all these positive thoughts and images, taking them in at a very deep level, so that these positive changes occur easily, effortlessly, and naturally. Coming up to 1, feeling physically relaxed. 2, feeling emotionally calm and confident. 3, health and well being, enthusiasm, love, joy, and gratitude flowing through every muscle, nerve, fiber, tissue, cell, and atom of your body. 4, becoming more and more alert and aware of your surroundings. And 5 is eyes open, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake. And welcome back. All right, how we doing, folks? Thank you so much for joining us. Hey, be sure to check out the description box below the video. Find out more resources from both myself and from Cassie. All kinds of good stuff in there to check out to help you feel better, do better, and live better. And there will be more tag team tappings coming up, and you can check out on my website stuff that's coming up. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. Love you guys. Cassie, thank you again so much for sharing your brilliance with everyone today.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. All right, everybody. You take care.